I-5 News starts now with breaking news.
It's just heartbreaking to hear about that, especially just as we're a small town. It is pretty heartbreaking.
An hours-long standoff that ended with a deputy killed and another hurt is over. This morning, a North Carolina community is remembering that fallen deputy.
You're taking a look at new video from overnight of law enforcement agencies in that area taking part in a procession for that deputy. We do want to now send things over to Rob Way. He's in the First Alert Center with more on how this all unfolded. Rob.
Aisha, Michael, the two deputies were doing a welfare check when the person in the home started shooting as they went inside. Watauga County deputies say Sergeant Chris Ward was shot and later died in the hospital. The other deputy was hurt. Their condition is not yet known. Deputies say that suspect then barricaded inside the home yesterday morning, periodically shooting at law enforcement outside. The standoff ended this morning after more than 12 hours. We're now working to learn who the suspect is and what condition he or she is in. I'm following this story closely and will bring you any updates as they come in.
All right, let's talk about your weather for this morning for the kids headed out to the bus stop. Temperatures in the 60s, a mild start to our day. We're taking a live view outside right now out of Monk's Corner, Old Santee Canal Park as we get a little bit of daylight out there. Sunrise just after 6:30. Temperature right now in Monk's Corner at 63, 66 in North Charleston. About 70 degrees, close to it out at our beaches. Temperatures up this morning. A lot of you 5, 6, 7, as much as 9 degrees this morning in Georgetown. So you may notice a little bit of a change. You may not need the jackets that you needed yesterday morning. You don't need the umbrellas. Rain back to our west, but this storm, as it moves eastward over the next 24 hours, is producing very heavy rainfall, even some severe weather. Texas, Oklahoma, up into Arkansas this morning will be in a much weaker state. In fact, there's not going to be much left with it. We may not see any rain out of it for us. No rain today, 82 at noon. Will be a little bit warmer this afternoon, going up in the mid, perhaps some upper 80s inland away from the coast. A very warm day on the way, maybe even warmer tomorrow. We'll talk about that in your weekend forecast coming up. Let's send it over to Abby for a look at your First Alert traffic. Abby.
Good morning. Well, our interstates look great. You can see that here on 26 and 526, but we do have a couple of crashes that we are watching. This one just reported in on Highway 402 right near Hard Pinch Road. That's out in Berkeley County. Also did want to pop on over to Colleton County. We're still watching this crash reported out on Cottageville Highway right near Coolers Dairy Road. Slight slowdown with that crash as well. Same thing here. This crash is reported out on Charleston Highway right near Maybank Lane, also out in Colleton County. So we'll keep our eyes on these crashes, let you know if anything changes, and let you know if we see anything else that could impact your morning drive.
Well, today marks President Biden's 100th day in office. Last night, he laid out an ambitious plan for the country while speaking to a joint session of Congress. As Laura Podesta reports, the early response from Republicans is that his ideas won't have much, if any, bipartisan support.
Painting a picture of a nation on the rise, President Biden said America is coming out of the coronavirus pandemic stronger than before.
America is on the move again.
At his first address to a joint session of Congress, the president unveiled his American Families Plan, a $1.8 trillion proposal that expands education and family care.
No one should have to choose between a job and a paycheck, or taking care of themselves and their loved ones, or parent or spouse or child.
He also pushed his American Jobs Plan,
The blue-collar blueprint,
which includes rebuilding the country's infrastructure.
Jobs, modernizing our roads, bridges, highways.
Mr. Biden defended the massive expansion of government spending.
How do we pay for my jobs and family plan? I will not impose any tax increase on people making less than $400,000. But it's time for corporate America and the wealthiest 1% of Americans to just begin to pay their fair share.
During the hour-long speech, the president urged Congress to act on police reform.
But let's get it done next month, by the first anniversary of George Floyd's death.
And voting rights.
Congress should pass H.R. 1 and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and send it to my desk.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, who delivered the Republican response, said the president is working without reaching across the aisle.
The actions of the president and his party are pulling us further and further apart.
One moment of bipartisanship came when President Biden called for a new health agency to fight diseases like Alzheimer's, cancer, and diabetes. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Now, coronavirus restrictions limited the audience to just about 200 members of Congress. And for the first time, like you saw in the video, 2 women sat behind the president as he spoke. Vice President Kamala Harris and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
You're invited to join a virtual meeting today to discuss the city of Charleston's plans for the future. Leaders want to hear from those who live on the peninsula. The plan is focusing on economic development, natural resources, transportation, and housing, among other issues. It will also lay out recommendations and incorporate input from the community. For more information on today's virtual meeting, head to our website and click on this story under the big red box.
Well, restaurants in our area and beyond continue to struggle because of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, but one initiative is hoping to put them in the spotlight and drum up some business.
Yeah, Logan Reichstad joins us now live to tell us more about Black Restaurant Week and how it hopes to boost some business. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is the first time that Black Restaurant Week has extended not only here to the Charleston area, but all of North and South Carolina. Now, the event runs until Sunday, May 2nd, so there's still a little bit of time left to get out and support your favorite spot, or maybe even try something new. Now, the extra visibility this event brings means a lot for restaurants like My Three Sons, which moved to its current home here on Dorchester Road in North Charleston a little over a year ago, right before the pandemic hit. Co-owner Lorraine Smalls says it will give her a chance to share her home cooking with even more people.
I'm glad that they came up with the Black Restaurant Week. That way I can, tell everybody we're here. A lot of people still don't know that we're here.
Now, right now, the dining room here at My Three Sons is closed, but they hope to be able to open that up by Mother's Day weekend. There are a number of area restaurants taking part in this event in North Charleston, in Goose Creek, and a number of other communities as well. For a full list, you can head over to live5news.com and click on the big red box. Reporting live in North Charleston, Logan Reichstad, Live 5 News.
Coming up, why a North Carolina judge says he won't release body cam video to the public of the deadly shooting of a black man by deputies.